If you've used npm scripts before, you probably have something like this in your package.json. A scripts object that contains about 15 scripts, and there are a couple of problems with doing things this way. First off, you can't do comments, so I couldn't say, okay, this add contributor thing, use this when, like, you can't do this because this is a JSON file, and JSON doesn't support having comments. And so a lot of projects will have something like comment, and then they'll explain use this when whatever in there. But that's just kind of hacking around the problem. Another serious hack that I've seen a lot is use this when whatever, and because the add contributor, the actual script comes after the comment gets overwritten. So that also is like wildly confusing, and I don't recommend that approach either. The other problem with npm scripts is they're not dynamic, and so you have to hard code everything in here. And we don't have quite the terrible problem in this project, but I've seen many projects where the script becomes very long, and there are several scripts that have very similar arguments, but because it's a static file, you can't actually dynamically compose these arguments together in a way that makes sense. So yeah, not having it be dynamic is not very helpful. And so there's a solution to this, and it's not like going all the way out to gulp land where you have to deal with a bunch of gulp plugins and whatever, but it kind of overcomes the JSON problems, and that is a package called PS. So we're going to install that, npm install --save-dev p-s. And this will install a couple binaries into our node modules directory, and will allow us to use PS instead. PS standing for package scripts instead of our package.json scripts. So we look in our node modules here, we'll look in our bin. In here we have PS and package scripts. Those are aliases to each other, exactly the same thing. So when we install this, we can actually get going really quickly by running node modules bin /p-s or package scripts, either one works, and then we run init on that command. So what this does is it takes our scripts and it will generate a package scripts file for us, just using the exact same scripts that we had before. So it's now just formatted for PS to use. And so now if we look at our package.json, those scripts are gone and replaced with a start and a test script. The test script is mostly for convenience because now you can type npmt and it will run the package scripts test script. And then start is simply package scripts. So we look at the output here, we're going to see your scripts have been saved to that place. Check them out. Check out your scripts in there. Go ahead and update them and add descriptions to the ones that need it. Your package.json scripts have also been updated. Run npm start -- help for help. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'll just copy that. And this extra -- is just because the way the npm scripts work, if I were to run this script without the -- first, then it's going to use the -- help for npm, the npm CLI, and so it's going to give us this output. So we'll run npm start -- to pass on these arguments to the underlying script. And so this is basically saying package scripts -- help. And what we're going to get is not only the usage information for package scripts, but also all of the available scripts that we have. And so this is already a lot nicer than package scripts, because right in your terminal, you can see all of the available scripts that you have. It will show you the name of the script and also what the actual script itself is. And also there's this note here that says available scripts, camel or kebab case accepted. So if we run npm start and add contributor, then this is going to run the add contributor script, but we can also run it like this, and the exact same script will be run. So that's nice because, yeah, like it just kind of looks a little bit nicer in JavaScript to have camel case, but maybe on the command line people like to have dashes. So a couple other nice things about package scripts. So if we go to our package.json file here, or excuse me, the JS file, then we have a module exports object with a scripts object on here, and that's where all of our scripts live. And inside of here, now we can start adding comments because it's just regular JavaScript. So you can say use this when adding contributors. But what's even cooler is with package scripts, you can actually turn this script into an object that has a script property and also a description property. And here is where you would put something like this comment. And now if we run npm start -- help, then we're going to get not only the script itself, but also that description. And so new people coming into the project, all they need to do is to run the help command, and they'll get the description. They'll see exactly what scripts they can run in this project. And so it doesn't need to be documented somewhere else in a README somewhere, but it can be documented right where the scripts are. What that leads to is better documentation, because how common is it for you to update the scripts but forget to go update the documentation in the README? So that's a real bonus. So typing this though, npm start -- help, is not very helpful. It's a lot to type, and so we can just run npm start, and it's going to just run the help by default if we don't provide any arguments. However, there are some like servers that are configured to run npm start. And so if you want to be able to override that behavior and actually run a command when npm start is run, then you can provide a default script, and this will run by default. So we can say echo start server. And now if we run npm start, it's going to run start server. I should probably also note that you don't have to use the start script in your package.json. You could use package scripts, you could use whatever it is that you want. I use start by default because npm aliases npm run start with simply npm start, so it's a lot easier to type out the command. But you could use anything else that you want. You just have to do npm run and then whatever you called it. One other thing, if you're not a big fan of typing a whole lot, is I actually have an alias. So if we say type nrs, that is the alias is npm run start -s will tell npm to silence all npm related output, which is nice. And then I add the -- and so now I can run nrs -- help, and it will show me the help. And if I simply run nrs, then I'm going to get the start server output there. One other thing, if you don't like the ps executing the output there, then you can actually, in your package scripts, you can say options and silent is true. And so now if I run nrs, it's not going to have any output whatsoever. And yeah, that can be nice. I prefer to leave that as the default of false. One thing that I didn't really mention is before, if we look at our git diff of the package.json file, then we're going to see that we removed all of these scripts. The way that it worked before was we had a build and then build : main, build : umd, build : umd : min. And so there's kind of this idea of main scripts to run and then children scripts. This is a pretty common pattern. And so package scripts, when it initializes us, is going to say, oh, okay, you have this like kind of this parent build. And so the default for that will be what we had before. And then you have kind of a child script. So we'll have, as a property of the build script object, we'll have main, and then we'll also have a UMD as a child of that, and a min as a child of that, to kind of have the same structure. And so the way that this is run is with that alias, we have nrs or npm start. We can run nrs build, and that will run our main build. We can do build.main, and that will run the build.main script. Then we could do build.umd, and that will run this the default for the umd script. And if we want to run the min script, we do .min. Now this can be a lot to type, and because we developers are lazy, you can actually alias things. And so we could say b for build, and then .u for umd, and then .m for min, and that will run the build umd min script. So that can be quite handy when you have several scripts that are children of each other. You don't want to have to type it all out. You can NRS BUM to run that. One other thing that we used to have in our scripts and we no longer have the benefit of is using npm run all to run scripts in parallel. And so npm run all is a fantastic tool. If you are using npm scripts, I recommend that you look at it. But because we're no longer using npm scripts, we're using package scripts, we can't use npm run all. Luckily, package scripts comes with a parallel mechanism as well. And so if we say p-s or package scripts, either works. And then we can say parallel. And then instead of this : behavior, we're simply going to list out the scripts that we want to have run. But we can use aliases, and then we separate them by commas. And so we'd say b.m for build main, b.u for build umd, and then b.u.m for build umd min. Now, I think this is a little bit confusing and maybe not straightforward, and so I'm going to add a object here, and we'll have the script right there and a description right here that says run all build scripts in parallel. And now if I